Congress ban CBDCs, or do you like the idea of the federal government as your bank, telling you what to do with your money?
I vote no. I don't want a CBDC. I don't want them telling me what I can buy, my carbon credits.
We're going to tell you a little bit more about what a CBDC could do, a central bank digital currency, and exactly how scary it could be. But there is at least some adults in Congress. Representative from Minnesota, Tom Emer, proposed a ban on CBDC this Sunday. This is a bill that would halt the federal government from using the central bank digital currency. Here is the bill. We're going to show it to you, but first we're going to show him discussing it. It's called the CBDC Anti-Surveillance Act. Watch.
The Central Bank Digital Currency Anti-Surveillance State Act, which puts a check on unelected bureaucrats and ensures that the United States digital currency policy upholds our values of privacy, individual sovereignty, and free market competitiveness. Recent actions from the Biden administration have made it clear that they are not only itching to create a digital dollar, but they're willing to trade Americans' right to financial privacy for a surveillance-style CBDC. This bill ensures the future of crypto is in the hands of the American people, not the administrative state. By prohibiting the Federal Reserve from creating a tool with unfettered insight into Americans' financial data. If not open, permissionless, and private, like cash, a CBDC is nothing more than a CCP-style surveillance tool that can be weaponized to oppress the American way of life. We're not going to let that happen. Not on House Republicans' watch. And I want to thank the Financial Services Committee for considering our bill this month, and we're going to continue working to ensure that the digital economy is designed by Americans and emulates American values. And I return it to the...
Way to go.
Right. He's not wrong. What he's saying here is that cryptocurrency should not be owned by governments. This is a distinction I think missed by most people, and it's an important one. CBDC is not a blockchain, is not a cryptocurrency. By definition, a cryptocurrency has to be unregulated, untraceable, and outside of the control of a government. A CBDC is the opposite of that. It's like day and night, right? And so I think some people think, oh, Bitcoin, this is cool. Is this like $1 Bitcoin? Like it, I'm in. No, that's wrong. That's wrong think. This is the opposite. Governments have used the popularity of crypto to pretend like, hey, we got one too. A CBDC is just a more controllable dollar. Higher taxable, and it's much worse for you. I'm going to show you why in a second. So let's just think for a moment what history tells us happens when the government gets involved in an industry. When a government realizes, oh, people like this idea of cryptocurrency, let's do it ourselves. Let's think. Government housing, did that go well when the government decided to provide housing? No. That's why we call it the projects, right? That's a negative term. It's a pejorative for housing no one really wants to live in, because it did not go well. Student lending, well, big banks got out of that years ago, and now interest rates on student loans are just as high or higher than credit cards, because that's a predatory system now that it's federal, right? So why would we think that the government would take the reins of crypto and it would go well for us, especially the United States government, which has squandered its responsibility as the holder of the global currency? We made that point when Carol Roth joined us 2 weeks ago. Now, one of the things that protects us from the Fed directly controlling our money right now is that the Fed is not the bank. Thankfully, right? So the IRS can't just say, you owe this much in taxes, I'm going to take it. They can't say, you've done something wrong, I'm going to close your bank account. I mean, they do now through social media, so they have that sort of extra layer. But the fact that the bank is not the Fed protects us in a way that would go away. The CBDC Anti-Surveillance Act that's being introduced says they can't do that. They cannot do that. Here's what they wrote, is that it prohibits the Federal Reserve from creating or serving individuals as a bank. Basically, the Federal Reserve Bank shall not offer products or services directly to an individual, maintain an account on behalf of an individual, or use a CBDC or any digital asset directly attached to an individual. So think of this, you guys. Your IRS account is the bank. Now, this is a nightmare. If you've ever had any question for the IRS and you've tried to call them or get a hold of them. Think of the IRS acting as your bank, and you have a double charge, you're mischarged on something, you don't know where the F your money is gone. You can call nobody.
Wait a minute, but they hired 4,000 new IRS people to answer, or maybe it was 2,000 to answer the phones last year. Remember 2 years ago? And I remember you being on the phone with the IRS all day. You left it on hold. You literally sat there and left it. And you showed me the amount of time that you were on the phone, and it was like something ridiculous. It was hours long, a phone call. And when you finally got through to somebody, they like hung up on you. Yeah. After like hours of waiting. So that's who you want to run your bank?
They would be the bank holding your account, right? So that in and of itself is terrifying, because the United States is not great at customer service when it comes to federal services. You probably know this as a taxpayer. But the idea that then they would use that to enact monetary policy is even more terrifying. One of the examples that Carol Roth gives in her book is, say you wake up, you have a big presentation to give, and then you go get in your car, and your car, you need gas, but you can't buy anymore because you've run out of credits for the week, and you need to get across town, but you're prevented from doing that because of all of this control, because you've used up whatever, they can say how far you can go, how much meat you can eat, how much money you can spend on your kids, taking extra, like if you're the kind of person who wants to buy your kids extracurricular math or whatever, and they say you can't do that. All students must have equal education. You can't give your kid that unfair advantage. You can't use your money for that. Those are the ways that, go ahead, David.
I was going to say, have you ever seen the movie In Time with Justin Timberlake, where that society has time on their arm and they have to use those credits, and then they can go buy credits, and then everything they do costs more credits, and when that timer runs out, they die. No. I mean, that was a movie from like the 2000s, and that's basically what this is. I mean, you're going to die, but you'll be without things if you run out of credits.
Yes. Right. Yeah, you see it in China.
All right, shalom, shalom. I want to start off this lesson by saying all praise to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH for giving me the spirit of this lesson. I do want to give double honors to the elder and apostle GREATMILLSTONE for teaching the truth by using precepts upon precepts and line upon line. And this lesson I do want to get into today is about prophecy will come to pass, no matter what. And the reason being is because within this video, they was talking about how they were trying to support the anti-central bank digital currency. Basically, they're trying to go against this central bank digital currency of total control over the population, citizens of America. But that's really not going to work, because prophecy states that what digital currency is going to come to pass, and that Esau Edom's going to come down great wrath upon everybody. All right, and he is going to control everybody, and he's going to control everybody. So I thought I could do a lesson on that. Just grab a scripture real quick. Revelation 13. Let's start at verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Who is the he? The he are the Edomites, the elites, the higher-ups. They're the one who's going to give power to the image of the beast. What is the image of the beast? The New World Order. All right, and what is the beginning of that, or what is the part of the New World Order? The central bank digital currency. All right, and it says what? That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast shall be killed. So basically, within the New World Order, well, when he brings out this New World Order, he's going to bring out rules. And if you don't follow that New World Order rules, you're basically going to be put to death. All right, that's why it says if you don't worship the image of the beast, basically following the rules, you should be put to death. You're going to be put to death if you don't follow them. All right, now let's go on to verse 16. It says this, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their forehead. How does the Edomites cause everybody to receive a RFID chip in their hand or a mark in their hand or worship the image of the beast? By making it the only way of living in society. All right, and if you was listening to the video, what they was talking about, they hit some points of how they said that it's gonna be like your new bank system. It's gonna be like your new currency. It's gonna be the only way you can buy and sell. But this time you won't be able to even have enough money for yourself. All right, because now this time, this system, you're going to be damn near living to paycheck. All right, some brothers already doing it as we speak. Some people are out there already living in paycheck to paycheck. All right, but some of them is not living to paycheck. It is expensive for them, but they're not. But this new system is going to be fully under control. It's going to be full control. It's going to be like a living paycheck to paycheck. You're going to be if you do something that they don't like, they'll take away your money. It's gonna be full control, and that's what's about to come to pass. But some of the people out there really believe that they could just stop prophecy and just make prophecy not come to pass. It's not true. All right, when prophecy says it's gonna come to pass, it will come to pass, and the mark of the beast prophecy will come to pass, and they will have total control over it at the end of the day. All right, because what it says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their forehead. What does that sound like to you? That sounds like control. That sounds like manipulation. All right, this elites, these higher up, they're going to have control over the population. Doesn't matter what kind of law you put out. Doesn't matter what kind of policy you try to pull. You're not going to win that fight. All right. You're not going to win because they have to fulfill prophecy. All right, because Yahawah is going to make sure it's going to happen no matter what. All right, and you could pull up policy out of your ass anywhere. That won't work. All right, because Yahawah at the end of the day is with them with this mark of the beast. Yahawah is the one who's causing them to bring it out in the first place. And if you're trying to fight against it and trying to make sure that doesn't come out, you're basically fighting against the Most High, and you're not going to win. All right, let's go down to verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, because without the MOTB or RFID chip that they're about to bring out with the central bank digital currency, you won't be able to buy and sell. All right, and that's what's about to come to pass in the future, and you cannot stop it. It is going to come to pass. You cannot stop prophecy. All right, let's get I would get Habakkuk, but I'll just get Isaiah because Isaiah is more straight to the point, in my opinion. Let's get the book of Isaiah, if I can find it. Isaiah chapter 55 and 11. Yeah, Isaiah chapter 55 verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. And this prophecy of the MOTB is what Yahawah want to come to pass, and he already command of it. And when it comes up, when he commands of it, it's going to be fulfilled. And who's going to be receiving this mark of the beast? You two, damn near the whole, basically what, 98% of America is going to receive it. All right, because the only 2% of Americans that's not going to receive it is the elect, because the elect is not going to take the RFID chip, and some radical Israelites or some radical people that just don't want to F with it, and they're going to, do that. But other than that, damn near 98% of Israelites of America is going to receive it, and that's what's about to come to pass. All right, and when Yahawah said he's going to bring this prophecy to come to pass, he will bring the prophecy to pass. The MOTB will come to pass no matter what. You cannot stop prophecy at all. All right, let's get Habakkuk. Let's get Habakkuk. Where's Habakkuk at? 2 and 3. For the visions yet from the appointed time, by the end shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. All right. The visions that all these prophets have seen will come to pass. And who would these visions come from? From Yahawah, because he has spoken of them. All right. And it might seem like it's a long time, but don't worry. Just wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And the prophecy of the MOTB is not tarry. It's not prolonging anymore. It's damn near right around the corner. If I'm not mistaken, another MOTB that is coming out is the Neuralink, and that's part of the forehead. That's the forehead part of the mark of the beast. I think Neuralink is in human trial stage now. All right, because as soon as that's get approved by FDA, so many people's gonna receive that too. Because the convenience of the Neuralink is when you could basically heals your eyes, so you're not blind anymore. You could walk again. You could basically if you're disabled, the Neuralink could save you. However, the backside of the Neuralink is like you receive cancer. And that's literally what the curses that YAHAWASHI about to bring upon the earth if you do take the RFID chip. Alright, that's one of the curses. Another one is just eating nukes. But let's get that curse though. Let's get Revelation 16. Start at verse 1. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying, the seven angels, go your way and pour out your vials of the wrath of YAHAWASHI upon the earth. Verse 2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth. And there fell noisome and grievous sore upon the man which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped the image of it, and upon them which worshipped his image. So if you receive the RFID chip, you're basically going to receive cancer. Receive cancer. That's basically what you're going to receive. That grievous sore upon man is basically just cancer. All right. And that's what's about to come to pass. But at the end of the day, this video is about the fact of you can't really stop prophecy to come to pass. You can really try to do everything you can. You could, try to do this, but when YAHAWASHI say he's going to do it, he is going to do it, no matter what. All right? You could try to pull a bill. You could try to, try to rally up together to go against that prophecy. It will come to pass. Who can fight against YAHAWASHI? All right? And who could win? Because you won't win. You will not win. All right. But I also want to get into today, and I thought it would be a good warning towards you Israelites, so-called News IT Native American, to get right and take heed to YAHAWASHI. Because if you don't get right and you don't take heed to YAHAWASHI and you start trusting the Esau Edom and take that chip, you're going to get utterly destroyed. All right. You're really going to be out. You're going to be caught lacking out there. All right. So repent towards you Israelites, so-called News IT Native American. And to you other people out there, you can't stop the prophecies. Prophecy will come to pass no matter what. All right, but Lord, you was edified. I want to give all praise to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH, for giving me the spirit through this lesson. I do want to give double honors to the elder and apostle of Great Millstone for teaching the truth by using precepts upon precepts and line upon line. Shalom.